Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can disagree on things, but we don't know. It's like I could never even imagine kind of raising my voice either, which is weird. I mean, I've been in relationships where you do, and you go back. I could never do that. There's too much respect.
I know, and the way my acid reflux is set up, and
this is so hard because it's such a reality check because it's only two of us up here, and she's so missed. But we want to thank everybody for your support and being there for us. We really thank you. We love you guys, and we know that Lisa's smiling, and we just hope that she's proud of us right now. Thank you.
What if the woman who told a generation, "Don't go chasing waterfalls," almost never made it into the group that would define her life? And what if the biggest threat to her career wasn't the music industry, but the man she loved? Rosanda Chilli Thomas. You know her voice, you've sung her lyrics. But the woman behind those iconic harmonies? She's lived a story that would make your favorite drama look tame. From nearly getting fired before TLC even took off, to holding a record executive hostage in his own office, to finding God in the pages of a Bible she read cover to cover, twice.
I read it from Genesis to Revelation, and it changed me and changed my life completely doing that, and I still study.
And here's the thing that'll keep you watching. The final revelation about her current life will completely shift how you see one of music's most enduring icons. Born on February 27, 1971, in Columbus, Georgia, Rosanda O'Cellian Thomas came into this world as the daughter of Ava Thomas and Abdul Ali. With African-American, Bengali Indian, African Caribbean, and Native American ancestry flowing through her veins, she carried a richness that would later translate into the unique energy she brought to the stage. But childhood in Columbus wasn't filled with dreams of superstardom. It was simpler than that. Church pews beside her great-grandmother, who everyone called Big Mama.
My great-grandmother, we called her Big Mama. She helped my mother raise me. She was the best.
Seventh-day Adventist services that planted seeds Chilli wouldn't fully understand until decades later. She wasn't even supposed to be in TLC. The original lineup included Crystal Jones, not Chilli. But when Crystal left, a door opened, and Chilli walked through it, joining Tion T-Boz Watkins and Lisa Left Eye Lopez to form what would become the best-selling American girl group of all time. But here's where it gets interesting. Almost immediately after joining, she nearly lost it all because of a man. The mid-90s brought Chilli face-to-face with a choice no young artist should have to make. She was dating Dallas Austin, a producer who was working closely with TLC. Their manager Pebbles saw this as a conflict of interest, a threat to the group's dynamic. The ultimatum came swift and sharp: end the relationship or leave the group.
We first started dating, we kept it away from her. She didn't know it, only the girls knew it. And it wasn't until when she got pregnant the first time and Pebbles found out, and then she kicked her out of the group.
But Chilli didn't bend. She fought, and somehow she stayed. That relationship would give her a son, Tron Austin, born on June 2nd, 1997. But the industry drama? That was just beginning. Because while the world was falling in love with TLC's sound, their debut album dropping in 1992 with tracks that made you move, behind the scenes, the money wasn't adding up.
We had a lot of questions. We weren't making any money, and we were selling albums and all that, and so LaFace Records was, they point to Arista, and Arista would point back to them.
Their first album, Ooh, on the TLC tip, went platinum, giving us Ain't Too Proud to Beg and What About Your Friends? Then came 1994's Crazy Sexy Cool, the album that changed everything. Waterfalls, Creep, Red Light Special. Over 14 million copies sold. 2 Grammy Awards. They were on top of the world.
Thank you. And we bumped into God also, and he said, don't forget to thank me when you get up there.
But here's what nobody tells you about being on top. Sometimes you're completely broke while you're there. In 1995, at the absolute height of their fame, TLC filed for bankruptcy. Chapter 11, the biggest girl group in the world, bankrupt.
Bro, we had to borrow money to go broke. Lisa was dating Andre Rison still. He had to give us $15,000 a piece to go and file bankruptcy to go broke.
How does that even happen? Unfair contracts. Exploitative deals, the classic music industry trap where the artists make everyone rich except themselves. And Chilli wasn't about to take it lying down.
And that was pretty much it, like LA was called, Puffy called LA, like, yo man, like the girls are going crazy and all this kind of stuff. But because we didn't have anything to lose, you know what I mean? We didn't care.
They had nothing to lose, so they did something absolutely wild. Lisa Left Eye Lopez gathered a crew, and not just any crew. These were women she'd met during her court-ordered time at a facility after the infamous Andre Rison house burning incident. Big women, tough women.
Met some tough girls. They were big. No, I'm serious, like way bigger than you, like huge. Like you would almost think they were like dudes, but they were girls.
Women who looked like they didn't play games. They all piled into a limo and drove to New York City. Chilli flew in to meet them. The target? Arista Records, specifically the office of Clive Davis himself.
Hey, Clive, we're in town. We miss you. We haven't seen you in a while. We want to come up and say hi. Yeah, girls, come on.
The plan was calculated. Chilli made the call, sweet as honey, telling Clive they were in town and missed him. He invited them up. Meanwhile, the crew scattered across every floor of the Arista building with one mission: take down every single piece of TLC merchandise. Plaques, posters, promotional materials, everything.
The NYPD, because the other girls are like going all around taking plaques down and everything. And so, of course, can you imagine like working? You're like, wait a minute, what's happening right now?
Loaded into the limo. And when Puffy, yes, that Puffy, was in Clive's office playing his music, they literally kicked him out mid-meeting. One of the crew members stopped Puffy's tape, handed it back to him, and told him his meeting was over. TLC needed to talk to Clive now.
At the time, it was a tape. Stops the tape, gives it to Puffy and says, TLC's got a meeting with Clive and you got to go. Your meeting's over.
And they posted security at the door. No one in or out without their permission. Inside that office, Chilli broke down. Real tears, real anger. They were selling millions of records and had nothing to show for it. Not even plaques for their own walls. Then, the NYPD showed up. 2 officers walked into Clive's office, sizing up the situation. And in that moment, the 3 members of TLC looked at Clive Davis with a look that said everything. If you have us arrested, this will not end well for you. Clive read the room. He told the officers everything was fine, just a misunderstanding. The girls turned on the charm. The cops left.
The 3 of us just looked at Clive like, if you have us arrested, we are gonna F you up for real. Like, don't get us arrested.
That bold move led to renegotiated contracts. It led to fair deals. It changed everything for TLC's financial future. And it also meant that if you wanted to visit Arista Records after that day, you had to sign in and get patted down, all because of what TLC did. But the victory was bittersweet because the weight of fame, the stress of the industry, the constant battles, it was taking a physical toll on Chilli. She developed gastritis that progressed into acid reflux. Her body was literally rejecting the stress.
Like I have acid reflux, right? But it started out as like what's called gastritis. You just have these stomach issues, but it was all stress related.
And for a singer, acid reflux isn't just uncomfortable, it's career-threatening. It fries your vocal cords. Chilli had 2 nodules on her cords, soft ones thankfully, but the message was clear: change your life or lose your voice. She started cutting people out, relationships that added stress, friendships that weren't equally yoked, gone, because Chilli was learning something crucial. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't be your best self surrounded by people who drain you. Even best friends, if they're pulling you away from your purpose, have to go.
It's like certain, relationships, and I mean like, girlfriends and things like that just had to end. I mean, I definitely believe in cleaning house with the love.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of relationships that drain you, let's talk about Usher. The early 2000s brought Chilli a romance that would become tabloid fodder for years. She and Usher were the couple, young, beautiful, successful. But it didn't last. Initially, rumors swirled that Usher cheated, which Chilli seemed to confirm before later denying. The truth? He proposed. She said no, and that decision, she later admitted, broke her heart. But she wasn't ready. She was afraid of marriage itself.
I was afraid of marriage, I wasn't one of those girls that's like, oh, I can't wait, And I mean, I had little moments where I was like, oh.
Marriage terrified her. The idea of seeing someone every single day, of that level of commitment, it felt like bondage, like torture. She'd joke about having her divorce lawyer on speed dial before she even got married, about requiring a prenup with a clause allowing private investigators on both sides. She wasn't playing, and she meant every word. Because at that point in her life, despite being a Christian, despite loving the Lord, she didn't understand what godly marriage actually looked like. Then came April 25th, 2002, the day that changed everything forever. Lisa Left Eye Lopez died in a car crash in Honduras. She was 30 years old. The TLC that the world knew, the trio that had sold over 65 million records, was broken. And Chilli couldn't even talk about Lisa in past tense.
When I would talk about her, I was speaking like she was still here. You know, I couldn't speak about her like in past tense. I couldn't do it.
For years, she'd speak about her sister like she was still alive, because her heart couldn't accept the reality. To this day, random things trigger the grief. Watching their sleigh ride Christmas video, seeing that final frame where all three of them are hugging in a frozen moment of joy, it destroys her every single time.
Solitary time, I watch our sleigh ride video, the Christmas one. And at the very end, when we say, ha, 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 you know, and the three of us are hugging, and it's like a still shot.
The wound never fully heals. But she and T-Boz made a decision. They would continue. Because TLC is forever. That's what Lisa would have wanted. They released 3D in 2002, their first album without Left Eye. Then came a 13-year gap before TLC in 2017, funded by fans through Kickstarter. Nearly $500,000 poured in from supporters worldwide. Even celebrities like Bette Midler and Katy Perry contributed. The love was real. The legacy was undeniable. But between those albums, Chilli was going through her own revolution. She picked up the Bible and made a decision. She was gonna read it, all of it, cover to cover, from Genesis to Revelation. And when she finished, she started again. And this time, it changed her.
You know, for me, I just said, Lord, you know,
show me.
Because I read the Bible, the whole thing.
She went from being a watered-down Christian, her words, to someone who actually understood the word. She realized she'd been living blind, thinking she was doing okay spiritually when she barely knew the foundation of her faith. The transformation was radical. She went from being the person who joked about never quoting scripture to someone whose Instagram became a daily source of biblical encouragement. And with that spiritual growth came a new understanding of relationships, of what it means to be equally yoked, of why godly dating matters.
Going back to that equally yoked, it's broader than somebody saying, I meet you, and it's like, oh, you're a Christian too? Okay, you go to church. But that doesn't mean that that it's me and you.
She started preaching about not treating boyfriends like husbands, about the danger of soul ties, about waiting for marriage before physical intimacy. The woman who once feared marriage was now preparing for it, but on God's terms this time.
Involving the things that are specifically between husband and wife, you know? So you just can't treat a boyfriend like a husband because he's not your husband.
Enter Matthew Lawrence. You know him. Boy Meets World. Child star, Hollywood actor.
Easy on the eyes. Could be some competition for the ladies. Nah. Okay, I'll meet you. Yes!
They met at 90s Con in 2022, a convention celebrating the decade that made them both famous. Chilli saw him and thought, ooh, that was it. Just ooh. But she played it cool. They ended up on the same flight back to Atlanta, where he had a layover to LA. And as they were about to part ways, he approached her. She gave him her number. He called the next day. For 6 months, they were just friends, getting to know each other, building a foundation, no rushing, no soul ties, just conversation and connection. And when they finally became official, it was because they were on the same page about everything, including faith.
This is the first time that we have both experienced being in a relationship to where, I mean, there's no drama at all. Like, we get along and we have differences, but we've still to this day, we've never had an argument.
This is what she'd been waiting for. A man who sees her heart before her fame. A man who values her spiritual journey. A man so consistent, so steady, that for the first time in her life, she feels safe enough to be soft. The Chilli who kept walls up, who had lawyers on speed dial, who couldn't imagine saying I do, that woman found peace. And in March 2025, she's getting married. But Chilli's story isn't just about finding love. It's about what she's building with it. She launched All Things Godly, a faith-based merchandise line with her business partners Crystal and Corey Moe.
We have a project that we're so proud of and that we love. The name of it is All Things Godly.
Yeah.
And it's it's merch.
T-shirts, hoodies, beanies, all featuring scripture and the tagline, just pray on it. Because Chilli realized she's not called to be a traditional preacher. She's an evangelist in the streets, reaching people who might never step foot in a church.
Preachers in the church, we're evangelists. You know what I'm saying? We're out here in the world making it happen because some people will never go to church.
And she's doing it while still making music. TLC headlines the I Love the 90s tours, selling out venues across the country. They performed at Glastonbury Festival in 2023, their biggest audience ever. And they're currently developing a TLC musical with plans to create new music specifically for it. The legacy isn't finished, it's evolving.
About our show, Julie, with a good feeling.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of like Downy Fresh, like.
Yeah.
But while Chilli's been building this beautiful new chapter, controversy hasn't completely left her alone. In February 2024, when a fan commented that Matthew's dancing was chocolate, Chilli responded, caramel, referring to his skin tone. The internet exploded. Accusations of colorism flew. Some said she was rejecting darker skin tones, that she was perpetuating harmful beauty standards within the Black community. Chilli defended herself, saying she was just being truthful about his actual complexion, but the damage was done. The conversation revealed wounds that run deep in communities that have been told for generations that lighter is better. Then there was 2017's All Lives Matter moment. During an interview about police brutality, Chilli said those 3 loaded words, and fans felt betrayed.
Going to any marches or anything like that, but for me, all lives matter.
To many, it seemed like she was dismissing the Black Lives Matter movement, ignoring the specific targeting of Black bodies by law enforcement. The backlash was swift and harsh. And in October 2025, Wanya Morris from Boyz II Men publicly called her a liar. Chilli had shared a story from years earlier about Boyz II Men allegedly dismissing Babyface as a producer, saying they didn't need him.
He don't need Babyface. Yo, and that was the end.
Wanya straight up denied it ever happened, creating a he said she said situation that had fans picking sides and old interviews getting re-examined. These moments reveal something important. Even icons are human. Even legends make mistakes, say the wrong things, misremember events. But what separates those who endure from those who fade is what they do after the controversy. And Chilli, she keeps moving forward, keeps growing, keeps learning. Her son Tron Austin, now in his late 20s, has given her a granddaughter named Lua Wang Austin. The woman who once couldn't imagine marriage is now a grandmother, watching her legacy expand beyond music. And financially, Chilli's sitting on an estimated net worth of $10 million as of 2025, built from TLC's massive record sales, acting roles, endorsements, and smart business ventures.
Very blessed to have timeless music.
She's spoken about being open to love across racial lines, advocating for interracial dating, long before it was trendy to do so. She reunited with her long-lost father on Sally Jesse Raphael in an emotional television moment. She's been named one of People magazine's 50 most beautiful people. But none of that defines her anymore. What defines Chilli now is this. She's a woman who reads her Bible every single day, who posts scripture not as performance, but as genuine sharing of the word that saved her life, who built a merchandise line because she realized some people will never read a Bible, but they might read a t-shirt, who survived an industry that tried to chew her up and spit her out, who lost a sister and kept singing, who feared marriage and found it anyway.
Is John 1 through 5, I think it's 5. Because this lets you know any question at all.
Her favorite scripture is John chapter 1, verses 1 to 5. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. That's the verse she put on every shirt, if she could, because it's about the light. In Chilli's entire journey, from Columbus, Georgia, to worldwide fame, from bankruptcy to $10 million, from fear to faith, from acid reflux stress to peaceful mornings reading scripture beside the man she's about to marry. It's all been about finding the light and learning to walk in it. She's mentoring young artists now, telling them what she wishes someone had told her. The industry will try to own you, but you have to own yourself first. She's advocating for fair contracts, transparent deals, artists getting their due. She's everything she needed when she was 20 and scared and broke despite being famous. And here's what might surprise you most. She still gets nervous before every single performance, even now, after 3 decades, after selling 65 million records. After Grammys and Glastonbury and everything in between, the butterflies never leave, but she's learned that's okay, that's human, that's real. The TLC story isn't over. With T-Boz by her side and Left Eye Spirit woven into every note, Chilli's writing new chapters. The musical is coming. More tours are being booked. The merchandise is selling. The faith is growing. And on March 15th, 2025, she'll walk down an aisle in the Dominican Republic and say, "I do," to a man who sees past the fame and into the heart of a woman who spent years afraid to be seen. From the girl who joined TLC as a replacement to the woman who helped make them legendary. From the artist who almost got fired for falling in love to the entrepreneur building a faith-based empire. From the Christian who couldn't quote scripture to the believer who reads the word daily and shares it fearlessly. Rosanda Chilli Thomas has lived 1,000 lives in 53 years, and somehow she's just getting started. She told Crystal something once that reveals the core of who she's become. She doesn't want to stand before God one day and have him ask why she didn't use her voice for him when she had the platform. So she uses it. Every day. In music, in merchandise, in interviews, in Instagram posts, in the way she loves Matthew, in the way she honors Lisa's memory, in the way she shows up for T-Boz, in the way she guides her son and adores her granddaughter. The woman who told the world don't go chasing waterfalls, learned to stop chasing everything except the one thing that matters. And now, with a wedding on the horizon and a faith that can't be shaken, she's finally standing still long enough to receive everything she was always meant to have.